Sure.
Grand.
Sharp.
It's very. How have you been since last time, Robanan?
Nikela sharp guy.
I get. Hey, last time, Robanan, it was one of the best episodes I've ever shot.
For real?
Serious.
Oh.
And I really hope that this one is going to be the best. We palette that one. I sure Rosanna fever your malo baby birthday now.
Hey, man.
How old were you, or how old are you turning, or how old have you turned, or how old are you now?
28.
28. Hey, you're still a young man. Not really a young man, Mmara. You're still. You with your height, what about confused or Mmara is him fan?
Yeah, Mmara. I'm talking about 14 years.
Well, I'm just going to tell you, you seem fan.
You valor at again. All I saw is not again. I get grateful.
I get.
I look man do a panka so. You don't carry. You don't gas for no fidalore na koya rea usia.
Do you think with where you are in life, Mmara, with your age?
No. Like with my age, do you know why? I'm supposed to look inch. I'm still
because I know people who are 28, even somebody or already in his own or in their own house. Or family, that's why don't you feel sometimes I feel a pressure?
So that's the reason I'm supposed to buy because now I understand. I understand well or how to buy a car. What we need in which situations?
In which situation would you need a car? We're now in which situation would you need a car?
It depends.
Okay.
Basically, I'm a businessman, as you know. So the car that I need, it the business related.
No, so in life right now, again, with what you want to come, everything that you are doing right now, which car would you need right now if you were to buy a car?
A car like pt.2. So,
my red end of the day, it has to be a bag. Oh, God.
But a good one that I can eventually go to the meetings. Why to salute so. So you go recover both sides. The government can come kukuni around the honi and still get on roll my papers. But not to kumana who sanjiri started wine. Sanjiri wine pele.
You my pass.
So kumana kilo wana manyora kwa Jeep College. Who is this guy? So at least in pt.2 or Bantam is gonna.
Azanga kumana punishwa where kukuli.
No, ibile azanga kara yona that situation ya onyaka koloi.
Oh, okay. Gotsara. Guru, I want to excel to invite Mabani to text Mabani. Let's pull up on the podcast.
Yes.
Of course, first time we had an interview with Mmara, was one morning Mmara. Now can I get up everything that is going?
Oh, okay. Okay. No. Sure.
Can I go to make the text thing? In South Africa, rumors are raise a tax to 16-17% somewhere there.
Yes.
How do you think it is going to affect us as South Africans?
Basically, regarding the taxes, it's going to affect us negatively.
Okay.
Regarding our consumption spending. Remember, the economy depends on how the people have available. How the people have. Do you have available money to spend now? So because when the people are not affording, again, that is where we'll have a problem. So that is where the fiscal policies and other measure in improving the economy. You need to reduce the taxes from the individuals so that the people will have money available to spend on goods and services.
Can we say get our demand and supply?
It's not the demand and supply. It comes from we as consumers because we need to have money so that the demand can be high. Understand? So the only thing here, my advice is regarding travel taxes. It's not about, they should not just raise the taxes on the individuals, maybe on the companies, and also they can lower certain repo rates in order to the commercial banks. This lower the higher interest rates, but low. Or because they will be able to spend.
But some people even argue why I can't sell it 370.
I can.
I don't know what.
No, that 370. It's not a problem because I can remember not that 370 regime. Some of us, you create a certain employment. Again, you understand? So, but the problem, where does that 370 come from in the government side? If that 370 come from the taxes, then there is a problem. There are the people who are working, who pay tax, they will always suffer.
Damn. So can we say this tax increase is going to affect middle class people? Because but for poor class, receive a grant. Which means the only way they pay tax ever consume. Now the billionaires and whatnot, they have their ways of dodging tax. Now let's come to the middle class. Middle class will receive 20,000 per month. If I taxi, and then a taxi now overall level interest rate covered. I just want to alone because of interest rate.
Yeah.
So again affected the middle class. Now the middle class area ya shoponi ya kumanore price di low dim. The poor class, the lower class, bokumana free money wona. Bangase ba affected that much. You don't affect when it comes to consuming. But the middle class, I don't know if we can make a sense or I'm lost now.
No, you are not lost. The lower class, they are also paying tax. They pay tax indirect of the VAT. They pay tax according to VAT. So then now, what you need to understand regarding the metal, the one that are in metal, like sort of teachers and others. So those people, why do they not having some businesses and so forth? Because their money is only just for maintaining themselves, not to maintain the overall. Because we even try exposed to the people and they have never been in that situation or teacher and so forth. How can Motrata sepela zanga teacher at our teacher I only say so because of the application I want now the application no even not the application I want now the application as overall I want to so no, we are not just getting, we are not earning that much. Understand? It's either I'm trying to regular for certain years or
retire or resign or retirement between the two.
So this tax is killing the process of spending.
At the same time, is there a positive thing of this tax increasing? Because nobody negative fail.
Yeah,
it must have both ways. Yeah.
Is there. The positive side of increasing taxes. It is when we talk about the company's taxes.
Okay.
Okay. So like the company taxes, like we focus on looking at something things like this. I remember no tax is not about taking tax to tax people only. The payee only. We have different taxes.
Business tax.
We have even the sin taxes, the taxes for those cigarettes and so forth. Again, we have different taxes. So there are certain taxes that must be lowered with a percentage. And they are the ones that must have a certain high percentage. Like instance, the spending in booze.
In what?
You see the thing, a process here. The process here, remember, the high inflation regarding travaya, the more you spend, is the more the demand goes up. Again.
So before you continue again, when you go consumption of no so we are again.
Do you know already again into?
What I can guess again, in South Africa we are one of the most consumer. We are too much. So when people demand that too much, it means to increase it because of what
it affects the price.
Yeah, everything.
Not for everything. We not for everything per se. Remember, where does the alcohol come from?
In what sense?
The production.
Now I would say SAB.
SAB. We are taught you. Okay. Agricultural side. So do you see this process come? Apples, don't forget, no realize part of food.
Of course. Bihani Wiley, the part of food.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about we can even have typically one of the ingredients area. There is a maize meal,
okay.
So is this maize meal not food?
Food.
Okay. Arega mo Sesotho. Wareka mo thaba kwa.
Okay, to see, so we could say it's part of food.
Again, we say food and drinks. Again, food and drinks. So
drinks that makes sense.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay, sure. Still on the issue of the tax.
Okay.
There are UAE countries, United Arab Emirates, what it's actually Saudi Arabia, Dubai, and all of those. Those countries are tax-free countries, most of them. So, how did they get it right, or so good, even though they are tax-free?
Agree. You need to look at their primary distribution. Like a primary distribution, okay. How is their farming? How farming ya wana bereka bya? Kuru tshwantse le belele okay. Production ya wana generate chelete e thoma bya. Lebella le dilo tsa sona le bodi lo jiba ben le tsona. A ke re tshwana la nbene. E salary global and international trade. Re lebeletse the demand reason. Re na le baka international trade demand reason. Ya ra re why does the Saudi Arabia have money? So Saudi Arabia sama shomo it is a ngamo e generator
oil,
something like that. So that oil typically that oil ba khona we generate to certain countries e khona maximize traba bona ba khona o tax free.
Okay, so now keep that statement again. Now Rabia back home, can we say if our government own the gold, tax free based on the South African government owning gold? Not most gold deposits like private companies.
So yeah, so like the thing about South Africa, they don't want to work together.
Damn.
I don't know, understand. They don't want to work together. They say individuals want to boss around. So they are simple. That must be maintained by the government, but to pay. Mara people owns them.
Mission a gold no way. Continue mission agriculture. In South Africa, the same way Saudi Arabians or the same way the UAE has got it right oil. Like agriculture in South Africa, I think they command right or sustain agriculture only.
Yeah.
So, mission a gold and then continue like agriculture. Continue again. Another mineral platinum. Imagine a Limpopo platinum only if you give it.
Yeah, so the challenges again. We do have resources, but we don't know how to strategize so then we can put them together and try to know. I think we need to be a country that we should not allow each and every country to come in our country. You understand? To to kore ba ka kgona hore ba kore ba ka kgona ba le power over our resources a ke tswa ntsana so o ka checka look how foreign countries come to South Africa and take things that are in South Africa but to le jona a ke tswa ntsana o ka ema mo N1 wa ema mo N1 o to lebelle di products tse lo rene le di kore di products tse lo re di a tswa ka mo country now so some of them di tswa simple
okay
mara if anibele enkargare go to a certain country outside ne uyo rege something with this you can buy that item cheap mara in order to have that item in South Africa you are going to pay a lot of money because of whatever they understand wena ka go ba khona go fitisa selo lo re wena o spatlelele wima mara wena ka mo selo o sfitisa ka jojo a ke tswa ntse ke ya bona motho wa tsena ka South Africa ta reka dilo ba kwa botse mara nibele try to buy something online outside the country the price of the price of coming here is going to be more than the items price
and we the charges the transport
I was surprised to learn that in South Africa anyone can come. Let's say when I know so Tawi America, you can come in South Africa, create your own business and own it 100%. Yeah, I get. But then in China, I get. For me to go and create a business, I have to get a Chinese citizen as a partner. I get. That Chinese citizen own 51% of the business, Nako own 49%. It's no China created that business 100%.
And like now, so why do we still have that subject called tourism? If we don't understand the subject that called tourism, it explains everything regarding travel to a certain country, in your country, and start a business. Because tourism is an activities. Or it is when a certain individual or a person coming to stay 1 year for business creation, for leisure and culture and so forth. Maranveli,
no passport, no a visa, no nothing.
Business.
Nothing.
So and remember, being a tourist, the tourist. Part of our source of income.
And also, you must have a business visa to operate that spaza. And on top of that business visa operate as spaza, you have to pay tax. I as a South African, I won't have to pay tax because of the small business. Yeah, no matter how big or how small, as long as and a foreigner, they have to operate on a business, a visa, and then they have to pay tax on top of that.
Yeah,
that's how that's.
So then regarding Travania taxes, like I want us to Uska no baka site in fella ya no taxes. Inagara peka Travaia yadi. This thing I can remember. Apple lo patla budu home affairs lo jana di ID and so those lo chela ka mukajena ki typically is part of taxes
we can see
I get so ki ntwana no re apore re 370 we why was I fokotse or there
or by
cancel completely
na la tsba be kere na be kere by stop la tsba why because no I get money pocket checks and I are living the checks even but the end
typically ugano remember lore ape when you like every checks ba di ka tsona le fast le rancha le rana bjana
ke development like wa ya hona I like compared to
no, like I understand your question. Like, so the thinking to the program that they are doing, whether you are not aware of. I get it. Hey, do you understand what I'm saying? What the program that they are doing regarding those taxes? How aware lo regarding tax jail?
But at the same time, and I definitely understand. Let's take Johannesburg for example. Like, there was an explosion 2 years ago. Now even the street has been closed since the explosion. Nothing has ever been done.
Imagine. Okay.
The 370.
No, Ergi so ne. Traba ya maintenance apele upololore ulugisa dilo ene le ka ba ka gara government as petty cash.
Okay, that we understand. Our point I reshuguri. There is not petty cash, of course. That's a fact. But then we still pay taxes, and then they still want to increase taxes while they can't do a simple thing like fix a street, even though it's not petty cash as you are saying.
Okay. So then now, I always check the positive side and the negative side. So in the positive side, I can say they are still in the process. So before that explosion how many things that were not developed?
So many things.
Even why will this one explosion then definitely must be fixed?
Mara,
Sure.
First of all,
it's not natural. Like the gas.
So, even emergency, because even danger to society, and emergency. Government, it's already even allocation.
Before you say something, let me add on to what he's saying.
Thank you.
Bree Street is one of the busiest streets in Johannesburg when it comes to taxi operations. And you know, taxi operations, they what's that word? They add a lot of they play a good part in the South African economy. So now imagine that street can pay for 2 years. Of course, the taxi drivers will find another way. Mara, Bree Street, if you know Joburg, you know that's one of the busiest streets in Joburg.
Okay. So now I can add up on that.
Sure.
So, but for the research, what happened?
No, they've never even disclosed or what happened.
Okay.
So we don't know if they are done because of they've never disclosed. We only know the guesses.
So what you are saying, same applies to like instance, don't forget Lore Ubri. It's like Mara Ogalo Kumano, there's something that occurred. You carry on there. Remember those places Kijabash. Understand? So they're still checking up Lore. What happened? Okay, let's say ya no trauma mo aratsela ya trauma mo site ya mo neighbor again. So remember e ka ke re trauma ka mo pele mo tswai wa bona. So then the thing is that una le possibility hore the government e be le problem ya interfere immediately.
Una le problem una
le that okay bien ngano re una le the situation whereby the government cannot just interfere immediately.
Okay. They have to do external investigations.
You know why? You know why? And you know the laws Jagam South Africa. The laws Jagam South Africa, they are also being negative at the end of the day regarding government. Government government.
Of course.
Am I it's on a land we can take a simple thing. Mapudisa to protect our and under government. Like so annually mwana uwatsinya ka skolong. Again, maybe jama police. Barba mu discipline. Ka ngwala fita ka ya bojoba pai. Papa ba suwa police. Akuzula
yeah,
una legidi ene vele batlo cheka muthakola lore. Why muthakola mu akano ram discipline as mu discipline botse. So una legidi ngwa tshelo re di dirang government ne. a se tla ba hore a ba di dira ba di dira e no ba lona le tse dingwe di palla go no thama thona rena immediately.
Okay.
Now still not back to differ.
Okay, I know, I understand. So
Babana can checks and the law now Zaki ya 370. I say checks. I time more checks.
why?
You say it has somewhere.
So wabona lore. So
because
you
government
see,
right now tell you.
okay, no problem. You see what is our problem now? Our problem, we are talking about things that we cannot prove.
And I think I can.
But still, the government right now tell you.
No, the government, I only look the government into the challenge.
I only tell it.
I didn't remember this thing called planned economy. The planned economy, their main aim is to maintain and improve the economy. So in the improvement of the economy, they can do what? They can try to maximize. Again, because apparently business cycle. And the business cycle, we maintain the economic activities. And the economic activities, we must create jobs. Again, so we decided to, and we must create jobs and we must increase the production capacity. Again, increase the production capacity. And the production capacity, you improve again. You improve again the consumer spending. Yeah? Like up and okay, everybody production over.
There won't be any production.
There won't be any production. Like this, and a lot about Sheba Sareki, Ugaswell, and I'm sure but person to Barreke, which I challenge to correspond to Lemerico. Understand? So then, on a little whatever I put your lure, like it's only the Ugamukubatum do 370 account. Kitabella, the people has to spend so that the production may be there. Agzu and Tarana. So, like we why do we say through taxes? Tax we talk about everything. It is a source. It's a revenue government gets. So it may not be tax as direct tax. Understand? It may not be tax as direct tax, but remember we just say taxes, and that is why in this side now I'm against Travayare. Why should the taxes be increased? While the government, in order to improve its economy, must have a government spending. So how will you increase the taxes and you need to be a government spender as well, so then the people may have enough money to buy.
So, question, are you saying this suggested tax increase is a good thing?
It's not a good thing. It's not a good thing because the level in the fiscal policy, how to stimulate the economic growth, you need to reduce the taxes. You understand? You need to reduce the taxes, and when you reduce the taxes, so but probably available. When you reduce the taxes, but what so now these people, they will do what? They will spend.
Investment, investment.
So now my thing is that in the South African Reserve Bank, they have to lower the repo rate. You understand? So then now the commercial banks will be able to do what? Will be able to lower the interest rate as well. So the people will also take loans, and start businesses, do whatever, and that is how we can generate our economy.
Something related to the tax. Trump will increase the tariffs in South Africa. Also, or stop at all the AIDS, not HIV and AIDS, all the AIDS, all the USAID and all the other AIDS. How do you think that one is going to affect us as South Africans?
Oh, it's gonna affect us because we were too relaxed.
Again.
It's going to affect us and negatively. So,
but at the same time, some people argue or those aids that America will provide to South Africa, many of them were only for some NGOs and they were not even helping the people. So, okay, Shab, you can stop them, Trump, because either way they were not helping us. Don't forget again, medical supplies like ARVs, we decided to come more America. South African government going to provide. So, but about but what's our HIV, Bagasokumana, they are ARVs. That's a lie. That's one subject remake sure highlight again. Now let's go to USAID. USAID, we provide mostly we provide the NGOs, and not forget tomorrow, it was only 17%. So all the others the South African government and other aids around the world. So now people are saying, okay, Trump, you want to take them, because of the NGOs would provide all these things. They were not even helping us. Most of them we did corrupt because of we do command the aids. Mmara just provided the South Africans. I don't know what you think about that.
So yeah, that one guy understand. I like Salka. Because is prohibiting some of the things. So then, like ARVs. And I think our country spoiled them. Like, do you know why our country has spoiled the thing of ARVs? Because if people were forced to buy those ARVs, our country was going to do well.
If they were forced, okay.
If you are sick, like if you are sick and you need a medication, you need to buy that medication as an ARV. So I think we're not going to have such problems. And we're not going to have such innovative of the groups of NGOs and so forth. Why? Because already private businesses that supplies that. And we were clone of the rate your affection because people were going to test. So then they will know, when I get I need to have a certain amount so that I can maintain my health. So because of now that thing is ARV you are get spoiled. I don't know what to say. You are get some of the things as long as hold the dira. We a good word. Eso dia ya valor what's valor na le backup camera o dia freely.
And was abuse.
You understand? But I think about if ever the thing of free ARVs and so forth, health services and whatnot, we are going to the number that we have regarding the Watroba positive in HIV.
And also not forget tomorrow the spike in HIV in South Africa again. We look at the Tabombek administration. So that administration provided free ARVs. So when I do think he should have just let them, or now you have to buy them. Is that what you are saying?
Yeah, or let them die.
Because everything is mahala.
Again.
Because I know what give mahala, give business to generate.
I don't know what to say. So le straight. So unlona what say as long as selo ape go utshwana lo phaga. We la bona phaga tjaudia. Motja mahal. O le lore batho moshunyo go boela kae. Mara o le bele le tjole tjela ba di apetse batho lore le kana batho. So ntrongo lengwe lore is free.
We bona skolon then.
Ntrongo lengwe is free is getting spoiled proof.
You know what's funny about our country and all the other countries that I see out there? Our country right now is one of the lowest paying countries in the world.
Yeah.
Taxes, in terms of taxes. There is a country in Europe, I think it's Sweden, I could be wrong. But 54%. I could be wrong. Mmara, the taxes in the 50s again. Oh, we saw or what's going on. When they go to the hospital, everything is ready for them to go. Everything is free, even though the taxes are high. Even though the taxes are high, services that the government provides for them, they are one of the best, if not the best, services in the country. So now we are one of the lowest paying taxes in the world, the countries in the world. But then the services, like you are saying, the free services that we get, we still abuse them.
Administration.
Administration. That's the only problem we have.
That's the only problem that we have. Damn. We are not administered, bro. So, up and trigger your power up like you can even think you can apply. Maros valor play gela go verka Mmara. But you make a call. Then when you get there, you just enter and leave. But for our admin is not good. We don't have administration tools. Arna what sports but oka checker lately oka try check I love this this premier called the current one is you workman popira machu no what's I'm saying like Matlamela ne now ignore go like Mmara do valor it na le dingwe like I cannot see bone because remember our any law na o khono bona lo officials je lo rendika fase they are not motivated. Mutola I once saw a video at in Spetela. You are sitting down. This and that. So you can even see look that person understands. Travaya ya admia ya udira loka kana. Apescal valore schedule in the workplace in schedule your task of the day it come from an administration because I agree this time this and that again so then the overall leader will give you the tasking and the responsibility of the day so meaning that who has to administer that this person has managed to do this and this and that. So do you know why the public services is a because that is one private individuals because in the private individuals you need to write down your ratings whatever that you did CapCut or private colleges or private clinics again would look more those people they have the target of the day. Understand? Mutola the target of the day and that target of the day. But so the problem okay on this week he fails to rena honor ability patients 5 or 6. Why? Because I did look now. So then every the record look how many patients entered looking for his inquiry. Who inquired on his side? What is that? Then you can see this person lacks productivity. Understand? Those people they are not just doing that but they have to tell you about the product, they have to sell those SIM cards, they have to do this and that. Understand? Mara, if you go to a reserve bank, you will find them seated like this. Because they don't have a problem.
Do you think that's the reason why in South Africa there is a public bank?
Yeah, in South Africa we don't have public bank.
Because post bank
so you see practically you see what I'm talking about.
When even for example like a post office.
Yeah.
Post office.
It was something that is in public side. So what one looking they like country one. Number one, how post office you go on a network Mara get to a public.
Mara, private couriers, they will never give you that problem.
They will never give you that program. Understand? So we also know this thing this pan will how they were there. Mara, we do have what committees, we do have councillors, we do have mayors, but they don't care about that. Which is are the people who have to protect those things.
If we were to go, now load shedding is back. Why suspended the Mmara soon is going to be back. In South Africa, the private power providers, I think we need them now better than ever.
Hey, I agree. Like if you can check even the city powers, you will never hear any problem with the city power. You understand? You will not
except
hear,
for Joburg, city power. Joburg go na le bothata le yone.
Like I gotta remember, they have to get a third party from the ESCOM. So some of them they have to rely, some of them they have to hear the mandate from the ESCOM. So Mmara, once we have such as a private that distributor electricity, we are going to be fine. Not like the thing of buying electricity, like this system must be, it's anti-change way. The system rurals. We should just use the same process as the one that pays. So we pay electricity according to the readings.
Do you think Anamo in the rural afford?
No, we afford. That thing is you pay how you use.
Oh.
Because apparently you pay how you use. I go check the readings, see then now what are the mass the bill. Yeah, which you have to pay this much. So we are going to save.
That makes sense. You pay from whatever amount of electricity that you have
used. And which it's going to do what? It's going to reduce abuse mutakhas. Which is mutakhas global available.
Do you think
obvious?
Whatever you receive, I want that down you receive like community obviously. Or I get a limit of 50 rand. Or when I should do the war and limit of 50 rand. Try to save and wash me so tired. I don't know, she me so hard.
We are spoiled by the government of the country.
What about the power stations? How come in South Africa, I don't know how many power stations Mmara know already 55? How come less than 5 power stations can operate the whole country? That doesn't make sense. No, so I don't know, I could be wrong. Mpumalanga is in a local, so many coal mines. But then doesn't Mpumalanga have a power station?
I remember that one. If ever they are not coming up with new power station and so forth, it means that their expertise understands that. But then now imagine at the average of our country level regarding electricity.
That actually makes sense. Now imagine if every single province had their own power station. Don't you think everything a bit or sharp?
So then who is going to manage that?
Let's say hypothetically.
So typically we are talking about something that will create the employment. Because if you say each country must have
each province
must have
its own power
stations. Then now we do what? We have employment.
Simple. And also, no so again, I think we are running one or two power stations. Load shedding affected the whole power station of Gauteng. When there is load shedding, the whole country is affected. Now, let's say every single province has its own power station. If you look more it's only us. Gauteng. I want a problem. We have to fix our own problems. Do you think it's a better idea? Or if you're in problems more, then it's us. We have to make sure that it's the problem. And since it provide lesser people, lesser provider the whole country. It means that even the problem it can't be that much to deal with because of if you give Popo fella. You provide, let's say 5 million people. As a provider, 63 million people. So if you have a problem, I guess that much to fix. No say get a Agar ko wa ka patala Eskom ya Limpopo, aksa patala Eskom ya the whole country. Which means the electricity is going to be cheaper chances. Because it will be easier to maintain. You can suspend more to diesel coal. You can save more. I don't know if that makes sense now.
No, it makes sense.
So why can't our government do it?
We are still here at home. We are still here at home. So which is what's on to your pocket from how to do? Good because what's again it will be a lot of like instance level how come color Limpopo in Aloja on a cow. So electricity the function of the country with Sanjiva the same thing.
Again.
So it's well on a colo Limpopo. Okay. Metro police kya Gauteng. So no, that's it, bruh.
Again, but this is why our government is implementing.
Anyway, we will get there. Maybe time we will get there.
Whenever in Irish.
You see what question
the
government.
And
if he Limpopo
what's like with the challenge one thing and I can see this thing on this level. So South Africa is a runner kada vision party. Do you know how do you know why I'm saying this? What lo your head office pt.2?
That is one of the stupidest things. Our head office are only in one province.
Like instance, I'm talking about something like a matric certificate. Here in Limpopo, yes. What lo would already say? Pretoria, why? Why should we have a center that is far away from the capital city of the province?
I couldn't believe ever in South Africa only the license in the whole of South Africa. Imagine how crazy that is. So why should the head office even in one place? It doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense.
So that is how it is. So when I try South Africa Reserve Bank, yes, that one we understand. Because we have certain private institutions, being a financial institution that are able to come closer to the people. So that one is not a big deal. Or why does the government not having its own public bank? So we have good commercial banks that are able to come near to the people and are reasonable as well. You understand? So we don't have a problem. So another thing, they do the system by the grants and so forth, but they don't have the powers to protect the system that they did for those people. But the regime also grants. But they still made that system. They still allow or that grants. Like instance, you can't say a farmer grant. Again, grant mara still access to counter ya debit. So what about if ever this old age, if Mushunya is an old age, not only the practically lenders bakamaramuts, not the ones that can automatically take out the amount of money that account business. So now I could not think those people if ever they use this thing, they avoid this thing of the account number, but Shumisa certain code. So then we know those codes, they are only the code ya go tsena ka ra bona ka system e ka ra sasa fela. akutsuwa ntwisana the system ya code ye motho a ena le code so le motho la thokofetse kgona o bona le okay sharp code le so has registered to home affairs this person is no longer there code le ya cancel ya ga bona automatically
khane mogakolo a thokofetse how long does it take till one to say motho thokofetse
okay sharp no kasasa they can notice because I get choose again choose again death certificate
home affairs so why stop immediately
I get a home affairs as the certificate it automatically goes to the we receive a lama fele.
Okay, that makes sense.
Mara remember Lord, we can fix that again.
Yeah.
What?
Hello, I get to see Sanu.
Okay. Let's say now what can I put it? What will already give you? So how I don't know how to talk too much kayona. Kadala dala ubishaka ta kumana ja pata bacha bathu. So like ukhona o utsona ile batho baba these people baba claim marizaga like so when I go to the question or how does the person a khona claim tšhelete ba wa to ba re motho gala to fetše mara gala receiver grant. So ukubuselo re cash up if this person now to fetch itabiano agra mathomo gore motho khona to fala the family ke bona ba decide ya lore motho la ba sentwe ba di destiny can is there anywhere in the character of funeral where they need the death certificate unlike country the policies le lo jama khote and so forth
if you unlike then
au na ngwe mo ile re ne motho a to fetch o santse is a must to reveal death certificate we apply that certificate the reason why
o khona khumana lo tja
o khona khumana lo tja lwana tja o khona klima lo tja o khona o itisa mara let's assume if ever no one goes there and that person is being buried does that person not going to get the money
so to khumana
okay
another news so in especially as in the rural area if he knows so an old person dies again of course mutsikamo go tseba and what's going to happen ro koleka di chelete as mutsikamuka again and then chelete will say idea of 50,000 as an old person 50,000 can be enough for ro loke muthu I want o kona wa reka le pokisi le mtokwana le la diamond ra le bone le la ba cheap so ka fetsa mo mutho ka se mo register ka shumisa 50,000 na le re kolekleni mo motho bloka motho and then after mo ka shuma receive 2.8 ya go
yes so now my idea is that the government should employ people so that people must eventually work with connect with the home affairs so after working with the home affairs they have to look at the thing here this tradition this council the councillor. So they must always, every time when there is a funeral, they must highlight that on the council. The council must call up the home affairs agent. Then they must do the paperwork evidently. So here are in transit. So that thing in the system of the home affairs must come from the board and do whatever in there. So it's part of the employment. So ADI avoid the cases ya batho ba ile re ba tokofala ba di death certificate.
That makes sense. Damn.
So that's it my so re mo ro bona bana bane so I want to
unfortunately we have to make it short because of Berega Dima so he's a busy man. But then before Viagra, how was Sunday?
No, the Sunday it was my birthday. Anyway, my mind unanega mkhomo opela rogoila ayikailata
mina. You had so much fun.
I had so much fun. I had so much fun, bro. Anyway, mona kumutho mwa le batho ba no bolela nje those people who that's why like I even put that no. Anyone who can judge me, let it be like that. But you don't know my tough times.
I get.
So when I'm busy doing my thing, I want to do that thing. On this second, no, I managed to pass this level. Wow, that's great. Understand? Hey, I had some woman. I saw you at Greenery. You were with white people there. There's a lot that you don't know about me, guys.
Next time when we come, we should discuss that. I remember with white people.
So that I did not want to expose the pictures and so forth. So those are my personal pictures with my people. So even the guy was come from Belgium just to come and check me on my birthday.
Damn.
I had a fun. Why don't regular Google jail? What do you want? I want this and this and that.
And then it's Gela, how far are you?
I am getting there. Just that na can nas Gela ga bonna. Can all information in.
Again.
Or we an Irish. Eh?
Hey, Banabo Yemechi. So we like to give thanks to Mmara for coming for the second time, hopefully for the third time, fourth time, fifth time. So every single time we want you. Mmara.
Text and we're watching you are increasing the taxes, and we see that and we understand that. Mmara, we want to get to the drawing board and understand it very well.
Why? Why budget speech?
And regarding travel taxes, we want to look at what are the taxes that are going to increase. We understand that there are not overall taxes that must be increased, but we want to understand what are the taxes that must be increased. As we know that as the government, the taxes are part of your source of money. So then now, we are not prohibiting travel taxes. We just want to understand, because some taxes are affecting other individuals, so then they can be able to afford, so then they can be able to reduce certain elevation on poverty and so forth. And we must also have certain production in the country. So the production of the country, it increased by the demand of the people when they have available funds, so that they can spend in order to have
and
a
also
good economy.
See where the taxes are going, because of you cannot just increase taxes and do nothing with them. But all in all, do you want to say something?
No, I can have shadow valor beginning go eda motra venore. Urunyoko wana unyaka people unyaka statements so wana no to the tax lisa guy government. That's why
So from us the Madhouse Compilationpodcast, Khutšo Matlamela, Mmara base, the Irish
sure.
new podcast. Not